Soma, 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 kijana, masiku zazidi badilika, kijana.
Welcome to our PPI lesson today, that is personal instruction. Our today's topic is about obedience. Before we continue, we should ask ourselves, what is obedience? The definition of obedience, we can say that obedience is compliance to an order, a request, a law, or submission to authority. Now, in line to that, I'll give you a short story. That one day there was a businessman who used to sell salt using a donkey. So as you know that a donkey always adapt to routine. So he used to pile salt, put it on top of the donkey, and he transported it to the market. So the routine continued. One day, the donkey was walking to the market. It slipped and fell into a river. The salt dissolved and the bag was light. The first time it did that. So the trader was like, okay, this has happened and maybe it was an accident. He understood. The second time, reaching at the same bridge, the donkey did it knowingly. It fell or dived into the river. The salt dissolved. When it get out of the river, the bag was empty because the salt had dissolved. So walking to the market, the bag was light. So the donkey was like, wow, this thing that I should be doing. So the donkey continued. The third time it did the same. Near the river, jumped into the waters, the salt dissolved again. Now, the trader sat down. He was very discouraged because he was recording losses. He decided that this time round he's going to investigate. What the trader did, went out, took some cotton wool, placed it into the bags on top of the donkey. As the donkey was walking to the market again, reached at the same river, it flipped into the river. But this time round, the cotton was not dissolving. It got some water into it. The cotton was very heavy. So the donkey was unable to move. So in trying to move, it was like the luggage was heavy. Reaching at the market, the donkey was tired. The trader was like, I've achieved something. Now, so this donkey learned obedience on a hard way. Now, in the Bible, there are those people that learned obedience in the hard way. Example of these people, we have Lot's wife. Lot's wife was told not to look behind. He checked behind and unfortunately turned into salt. Then we have Pharaoh. Pharaoh did not obey Moses' words. When he was told maybe to release the Israelites, he was reluctant to do so. So God was angry and sent some plagues, and later Pharaoh agreed to that. We have Samson and Delilah. Samson also learned obedience on the hard way. We have Jonah. Jonah also learned obedience in the hard way. We have Ananias and Sapphira. Ananias and Sapphira also learned obedience in the hard way. What do we learn from this story? Now, look at this, the situation that we are in right now. We have this disease. The government is in authority. In the book of Romans, we say that people in authority are chosen by God. So we are told there are some regulations that we are given. Number one, we should wash our hands. We should sanitize. And we should also stay at home. As children, what do we need to do? Let's follow these regulations, because in the book of Romans, we are being encouraged that we should obey those in authority. This one you can read it in Romans chapter 13 verse 1. Kindly make sure you read that and understand it. Now, before we finish, I'll leave you with a book. This is Ephesians chapter 6 verse 1 to 2, of which it encourages us that children, we should obey our fathers and mothers because this is a commandment with a promise. God is promising us that when we obey our fathers and mothers, we are going to reap. There is a promise that we are given, maybe a long lives. Now, as we finish, I will give you a poem that says, obedience, call for obedience. The Lord has promised to make us the head, but not the tail, if only we obey. I know you can recite that. Recite that poem that says, obedience, obedience, call for obedience. The Lord has promised to make us the head, but not the tail, if only we obey. Let's recite the Lord's Prayer as we finish. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy is the kingdom, forever and ever. Amen. So remember, stay safe, wash your hands, sanitize, and stay at home. Till we meet again, may God bless you. Kudos.
Soma, kijana, masiku zazidi badilika. Kijana, soma.